Hi friends, it's Kristi. I'm back with another video. I want to share a super easy recipe with you that I had actually done for a meal prep months ago. I had mentioned in my last video that I had a couple videos that I had filmed a long time ago and just was never able to get them edited over the last several months. So I'm trying to get those out to you now. As always, I'll be sharing Weight Watcher points and calories with you. And I also sometimes will share the macros as well. So let's get right into the video. All right, so I'm making a taco soup this week. In here I've got my ground beef and I'm just using some of this Malden sea salt flakes. Just gonna add some of that to it. This is a slow cooker recipe and it's so easy to make. So this is 1 pound of ground beef. I'm using the 93% lean organic ground beef that I get from Aldi. That's my favorite ground beef. I think it has the best flavor. And if you're following Weight Watchers, any ground beef 90% lean or leaner is 0 point. So I'm just gonna finish browning this up and then I'll show you what else goes in the slow cooker. I'm gonna add some black pepper as well. All right, my ground beef is done cooking, so now I'm going to add it to the slow cooker. I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of taco seasoning. So I'm just using this kind that I get from Thrive Market, but use whatever kind you want. And I think I said 1 tablespoon, so this is a ½ tablespoon here. So 1 tablespoon. Next, we're going to add in 2 cups of beef broth. And use whatever beef broth you want. For a little extra protein, I'm using this beef bone broth that I get from Aldi. And then I was looking for a can of Rotel diced tomatoes with green chilies. I didn't have any, so I'm just using some fire roasted diced tomatoes. But you can just use regular diced tomatoes if you want. Just gonna give that a little stir. And the last thing I'm adding is 8 ounces of cream cheese. This is full fat cream cheese, so I want the whole block. And you don't have to break it apart, but I'm just gonna break it apart into like maybe 3 or 4 pieces. It's all going to melt in there anyway. And that's all there is to it. So now I'm going to cover it and I'm going to cook it on low for about 4 hours. So now I'm just portioning these out into my meal prep containers. I will link these meal prep containers down below. I have the single ones, the double compartment, and I also have a 3 compartment one, so I'll link all of those down in the description box below. So I ended up splitting this into 4 portions, and they were really large portions, as you could see. So you could very easily make 6 portions out of this and it would lower the points. So the points for Weight Watchers were 8 points, and then it's only 365 calories per serving. It's 32 grams of protein, and if you're counting carbs, it's only 9 grams of net carbs. And then you can add any toppings you want. Of course, that's additional points and calories. I opted for a little bit of cheese and some sour cream, although when I brought these dishes to work, I actually didn't end up using the cheese because this really had enough cheese flavor to it. So I usually take all 4 of these to work with me, put them in my fridge, and then each day I can pull one out and heat it up. I usually just take out the containers, the cheese and the sour cream, and then just heat the soup. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.